All right, it's World Environment Day, and this year's theme shines a spotlight on plastic pollution, and that's a growing crisis threatening all forms of life on Earth. We're going to talk more on this now, as there's now a call to ban single-use plastic. We'll bring in our guest now. He is an environmental activist, Adedamola Ogunsesan. Good to have you join us. So I wanted to start with this latest news coming from Chevron Nigeria announcing 97% cut in gas flaring, and that's to mark the World Environment Day. I want to get your reaction to that. Mr. Adedamola, if you can hear me, you might have to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Please, can you take that again, please?
So I was going to I was trying to get your reaction rather to the latest announcement from Chevron Nigeria. They are announcing a 97% cut in gas flaring to mark the World Environment Day, and I was asking if your reaction to that, and then how far that will go in terms of combating climate change.
That's impressive. Gas flaring, it's a contributor to greenhouse gas emission and contributes significantly to climate change issues. And so Chevron doing that shows their stewardship towards environmental issue, and also as part of their zero carbon emission, which is commendable, and it's what we should expect other players within the oil and gas to do. And as an environmentalist, I'll say that's a very good way to go in terms of environmental contribution, and also as well economics, because the gas that is being flared will also be converted for other usage.
So let's now focus on the theme for today, which is beating plastic pollution. That's a very significant environmental crisis. For example, the COP conferences will always focus on gas flaring, majorly, reducing carbon emissions. But why haven't we made beating plastic pollution a major conversation globally?
It's because sometimes you want to focus on the commercial emitters or big-time emitters, but it's also important to look at consumption, because plastic pollution usually emerge from consumption, and because as population grows every day and people go around, the mobility of people increases, the use of plastic for different purposes, which includes from water to food, for packages around the world, increases as well. The number of people moving around airports, seaports, bus stations around the world has increased. And so there's need to start talking about such new thinking with regards to how do we manage human consumption with regards to its effect on climate change. And plastic pollution is one of them, because when plastic disposal are not well managed, then it's going to will be a major crisis. Already we have the crisis on our hands. Plastic pollution is as sink into our food consumption and ecosystem, and most of the fish in the lagoons of Lagos, part of their diet now is the plastic waste, which is very it's not good for our health, and as well
and you have, if I may quickly comment here, because you have raised the point that I wanted to talk about, because we talk about it as an environmental challenge, which it is, but it is also a health crisis, and you had already started touching on it. Almost everything I understand now on Earth has an amount of microplastic in it, and that's really dangerous for us, even as humans, especially now that we're having to deal with different kinds of diseases. Why are we not seeing environmentalists also working with health experts to really drive this conversation, not just as an environmental issue, but as a health issue?
The linkages are already there. for every conservation effort that we talk about now, there's an health linkage from restoration. When you restore wetlands and they function very well, you're going to be reducing almost 70% of malaria occurrence. And so for us as environmentalists, we've been working with health practitioners because there's a nexus between environment and health that has been established. Water sanitation, water conservation are linkages between if the environment, the underground water is not well preserved, not well protected, there will be pollution of water. It increases the amount of money spent by fast-moving consumable companies to treat their water quality, and at the same time, if not well treated, leads to waterborne diseases, and in some cases, it's also leading to issue of renal failure. And so we are working on that, and we've demonstrated that in our work. For instance, in the Adija Nguru wetlands, we observed that when we restored the about 45 kilometers of that waterways, that the malaria occurrence in that locality dropped significantly because the waterways can flow, and thereby making that habitat not too conducive for mosquitoes to produce.
I wish we could really bring the conversation down, to what Nigeria can be doing now, but my time is up. Thank you so much for your brilliant analysis. Adedamola Ogunsesan, Director of Technical Programs, Nigeria Conservation Foundation.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, that's